All right, today we're going to talk about switching over from shear to razor cutting with the same knife holder setup. We have quite a few more customers with the variations of material in the industry now and multi-use materials that are running a shear cut, but then they also run a razor cut. And so the questions come up is like, how do we do a quick changeover and how do we maximize our efficiency? So I want to cover that today. So this knife holder is currently engaged and it's set up in a shear application. To change this over to a razor application, what we're going to do is take this cartridge off and then apply a razor cartridge here to be able to change over to a razor, okay? And part of that is we gotta not only change the cartridge, but we also have to change the cant key because we want a 0-degree cant key when we're doing a razor cut. So we're gonna change over the cant key. So I'll show you how to do that. We're gonna disengage the knife, all right? And then we're gonna take this cartridge off. So we lift that lever and then we're gonna slide this cartridge off, okay? Then we're going to take the razor cartridge and we're going to take and apply this. So the razor cartridge, I currently have the blade exposed. I already took the safety guard off there. There's normally a safety guard on there. And then I slid this down to expose the razor so it's ready to cut. And the other thing that it has is it has this QD fitting on that, and that's for our manual knife holders. So these razor cartridges are interchangeable for our automatic series, but then also our performance series manual knife holders as well. So that's to connect that interconnect hose between the control body and the cartridge, okay? So now I'm gonna take and slide this cartridge on. Again, same thing as the performance series, slide it all the way back till it's locked into place and then lock it here. One of the things you'll see is this cartridge is a true center cut, right? So it's designed to go down into the center of the cut point on the control body, where the shear cartridge is offset to one side or the other. So we want to make sure when we engage that we don't run that down and crash into the anvil. That's the first part. Okay, so the other thing is I'm going to take out this cant key and replace this with a 0-degree cant key. So this is currently a 1/2 degree. I'm going to simply pull that cant key out and I'm going to take this cant key and put it in. A lot of people have asked over the years is like, oh, you put an arrow on the 0-degree cant keys. What does that mean? Do I have to orient it a certain way? And the reality is, no, it's a true 0-degree cant key, so it doesn't matter how it's oriented. Okay, so we're going to slide that in there, lock that into place. And now we're ready to set up the knife holder. Okay. So I'm going to take and loosen the knife holder up here, and I'm just going to slide it over to where it's not on top of the anvil, and we have plenty of room to engage the knife, okay? So now I've got this slid over, and now I'm going to engage. There's no pneumatics that create side shift or anything like that, so I can simply just turn this to green and see that engages into the web or to my cut point. So typically customers are setting up when they have a multi-use between shear and then also razor, is they're just gonna bring this over to where they have web support on the anvil. And so they wanna get it close, but not to the point to where they're crashing into the anvil. So I'm simply going to take and loosen this up, and I'm gonna slide this over to where I'm just very close to the anvil here. Okay, slide a little bit closer, and then I'm gonna lock it down, okay? So now I'm set up to where I can engage the web and razor cut the material. One of the other features that people overlook is obviously you have a razor blade where you have a single cut point, right? It's not a rotary razor, it's a single blade cut point. One of the things you can do to change that cut point is adjust your depth, and that will change the depth in which that knife holder engages the web, and so you can get multiple cuts on that same angle before you have to turn the blade or change the blade out. So if I simply run this in a little bit further, now it'll cut at a shallower point on the blade, or if I want to run it out, it'll cut at a deeper point. Just a reminder, each one of those clicks is 0.1 millimeter or 4/1000ths of an inch for a point of reference. So as I click that, that's moving that knife blade to where I can engage the web. Okay, that's how you change from a shear setup to a razor setup quickly and easily with the Performance Series knife holders.